Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, look what has just arrived. Another locomotive from eBay. $10. This is a Marx 999. Now, I bought this with one photo on eBay. So, I'm going to see what this actually looks like. $10 and I was the only bidder. So, always interesting to open a new locomotive. Like I said, on eBay, you never know what you're going to get from looking at a photograph. So, oops. Styrofoam peanuts. Alright, there's the locomotive. I know nothing about it. There was no detailed description at all. Alright, nothing else in there. Just a single photo of the 999. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of condition this is actually in. So it's complete. Let me get this out of the way. And it's in, well, fairly good condition. Motor turns easily. Front and rear trucks. No major damage to it at all. Let me pull the camera off the tripod. So, $10. I was the only bidder on this. No idea why. But like I said, there was only a single photo and no description at all. Guy said, I know nothing about this. It's for sale, buy it. And like I said, I was the only bidder on it. So, it appears to be in really decent condition. It's been stored a long time, a lot of oxide on the paint. As you can see, it's got this gray tint to it. It's also filthy. Got some rust on the bell. There's no rust on the slides or push rods. Doesn't appear to be, wow, there's no rust at all on the front truck. A bit on the inside of the wheels. Almost nothing on the rear truck. And actually looks to be in really decent shape. So, as always, the first thing we're going to do is put a drop of oil on the bearing for the armature. Saturate this. Give it a turn. Go to the other side of the motor. We're going to put one drop of oil on the output shaft. Nice big drop. Let that soak down. All right. So we're ready for a test run. This 999 is in really decent shape. So I'm going to put it on the outside rail. All right. Let's see what happens. Turn on the power. The ultimate test. This is always the fun part. Let's see what happens. All right, it buzzes. Not even buzzing now. And nothing at all. Like I said, this thing's been sitting for a very, very long time. So the armature is probably coated with oxide. All right, nothing at all. So we'll take a razor blade. Holding this camera is difficult. Take a razor blade and scrape the contactor real quick, just to give us some conductivity, get past some of this oxide. So with oxide on it, there's always the chance the E-unit is going to be defective. Because once this oxide starts to build up, it'll build up on all the contacts. All right, let's see what happens now. Put it back on the rail, front truck's on, rear truck's on. Try it now. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Aha! There we go. Look at that. So there's very likely oxide all over that armature. But it is running. Headlight is out, obviously. Hey, it's flickering, so it must just be loose. All right, now usually once these things start to run, they'll take off. Once that oxide gets scraped off of the armature. Headlights coming on. That's better. All right, I'm going to put it on the outside rail. That's the tin litho consist. That's 22 tin litho cars. And it's going to be interesting to see if this will pull this. You saw for yourself, it didn't run at all. It didn't even buzz. And now it's running. So let's see what happens. Look at that. $10 and I was the only bidder. Well, this is going to be a fun day, no doubt. And that light bulb is flickering, so very likely it's just loose in the socket. Now that's running at 50% power, pulling 22 tin litho cars, plus the lighted caboose. And you saw for yourself, this thing was dead as a hammer. Like I said, it only takes a few minutes to get these things running. And once you get them to run just a bit, they'll usually take off if there's no major damage or problems with them. In this case, this is going to run absolutely splendidly. Once it's cleaned up, lubed, and tuned, this is going to be a great addition to the collection. It's in really decent shape. And it is running really well. That being a relative term, of course, considering this thing's probably been sitting for years. But it's in really decent shape, and it's running. So I'll pull this motor out, get it cleaned up, lube it, tune it. Very likely all I have to do is tighten that light bulb to get the headlight working. And it will be up and running. So, it's far from perfect, but in really, really decent, original condition. Like I said, it's been sitting someplace for a very, very long time. Focus the camera. There we go. E-unit is working perfectly. Well, you just can't beat the price. $10, and I was the only bidder. Now I can have this paint cleaned up in just a matter of minutes. So what I'll do is I'll pull the motor out, take the shell, dunk it down in a sink of hot soapy water and just wash it off, and then just touch up the paint. And it's not going to take much touch up. As you can see, this is actually in really decent condition. No play wear, I mean almost none at all. No missing paint even on the sharp edges. So it hasn't been run very much. It's been stored for a very, very long time. Years, decades, no doubt. So I'll get this cleaned up, and I'll oil the paint to bring it back to life. Get the motor lubed and tuned, and this is going to be a great addition to the collection. A working 999. $10 on eBay, and I was the only bidder. Really difficult to beat that. Anyway, I just want to do a quick video of the unboxing. And I'll be running this very likely the rest of the day. And in just a few minutes, this is going to look almost new. It is in really, really decent condition. Even the numbers are in decent condition. So definitely worth what I paid for it. $10. Hard to beat that. And like I said, there was no description. There was a single photo. And the guy said he knew absolutely nothing about it, didn't know what gauge it was, didn't know what it was. He said it was marked 999 and it was really heavy. That was the description. So I bought it just from the single photo. You know, because if nothing else, I can use these things for parts. I mean, if they're just absolutely trash. But in this case, it was definitely money well spent. This is in really, really nice condition. An original Marx 999 for 10 bucks, and it won't take half an hour. And this thing is going to look virtually new. Anyway, I just want to do a unboxing video. I got to say it, don't overlook the junk. I was the only bidder on this locomotive, and you saw for yourself I had this running in 2 minutes. And it's running really, really well, considering I've only put 2 drops of oil on it. And scraped the contactor with a razor blade. And like I said, as the armature begins to turn, it scrapes all of the oxide off of the armature that's been built up, and bang, they start running usually really, really faulty at first. Jumpy and buzzy. And then after just a few seconds of actually running, the thing takes off, and as you see, runs absolutely perfectly. So I'll get the headlight sorted out. Like I said, I think the bulb was probably just loose in the socket. Get this lubed and tuned, and this is going to be a great addition to the collection. A Marx 999, eBay 10 bucks, and I was the only bidder. Really, really difficult to beat that. Anyway, I just want to do a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.